Hello all, and welcome to tonight's beer review, which I am dubbing the New Move beer review. As you can see, I have moved. Different background, first time in different background in a couple of years. You've probably noticed it's a lot darker. And that is due to the fact that I no longer have an overhead light for my reviews. At least for now, I'm thinking about purchasing some sort of background light so that I can do reviews here. But I want to do a review because I wasn't planning on doing a review this so soon. I'd like to have gotten settled in a little bit better. But this was a special release, limited release, and it was down to 1 6-pack. So I thought, well, if I'm going to go and drink this, and this almost become a OCD sort of thing for me to review a beer even if I don't upload it. This is what I'm reviewing today. Sorry if I'm not peppy. This move has been very tiring for me. I'm exhausted right now. So, this is Lagunitas Stoopid Wit. This is a Belgian white IPA, so in the Belgian wit beer style, sort of combined with American IPA to make a hybrid style. Let's read the label, shall we? The bard said that it's better to be a witty fool than a foolish wit. True dat. With that in mind, we take you now to the stupid side of the classic wit on the wings of Yakima's finest. What's it got to do with beer? Give us a call. This is 6.3 ABV. You can tell how tired I am. I'm probably going to call it quits after a couple of bottles of this. I've already had half the 6-pack, and I'm starting to recognize a certain pattern around Lagunitas beers, especially their more hop-heavy ones, is that they tend to have a very signature style to their taste. I don't know if it's a particular sort of hops and malts they use, but they all sort of come along, and you'll get the feeling for this if you drink the Lagunitas IPA, and from that you sort of see how they branch out. Some people, as reading reviews, some people have complained about this. I haven't complained about it because I think it's actually a pretty good starting point for it. And I should say it's not really the case that all of them are alike. I would say that the more malt-specific brews have kind of stood on their own. But anything with sort of hop presence to it kind of has its Lagunitas fingerprint on it. And it's a good fingerprint, at least. So, without further ado, let's go and open this up. I'm going to try it. You can see I got a little bit more light back here. I need to go and get a little bit more light in here. There's only 2 bulbs in that thing. It's kind of high up for me to fix, though. That lovely, very citrus and dank, fruity and dank smell that is Lagunitas beer. There's not really any sediment to this, so you don't need to worry about it. Nice fluffy white head. Nicely carbonated. You probably can't see it because there's no light. A very cloudy dark yellow. Maybe a tinge of orange to it. And that lovely, lovely Lagunitas smell. Again, hops, very dank, very fruity. And combined with that, Belgian yeast style. You got that cloves there. You got those phenolic notes, cloves and bananas. Malts give it kind of a bready sort of smell to it, so almost like banana bread. Hoppy banana bread, fruity banana bread. Banana bread with a passion fruit glaze on it. That's also got a little bit of something special baked into it. Nice bracing bite of carbonation on the tongue. Otherwise light on the mouthfeel. Finish is definite Lagunitas hopping. And what I mean by that is Lagunitas, I've found, for their more heavily hopped things, tends to have a much more aromatic leaning towards their hops as opposed to bitter on the tongue. Yes, there is that sort of resiny bitterness on the palate in the finish that lingers, but it's not a wallop of it, which is what I like. I'm kind of over hop bombs at this point. Malts are almost crackery in the front. Very little residual sweetness, kind of shows up in the finish though, but overall a bit on the dry side. Almost champagne-y. Almost like champagne when you kind of take into account a good brut champagne. In the front to the mids, it's when the sort of Belgian yeast-derived flavors make their show on the palate. Spicy cloves. Not too much banana or bubblegum. Definitely more on the spicy side. Probably aided by the hoppiness, which tends to kind of kick in at that moment and sort of yeah, sort of meld in with those more subtle notes of the yeast. This is a fairly high carbonation. Nice effervescent note while it's in your mouth there. Very refreshing. Has a lot to do with that sort of light-bodied feel. It feels lighter than 6.3. It definitely could feel like almost a 5.0. Nicely well made. I would just prefer it to go and, you know, just either amp up the yeast and malts a little bit and, you know, turn down the hopping just a little bit, so the more delicate notes can kind of shine through before the hops sort of kick in. But, you know, it's very enjoyable to drink this. Especially the more effervescent notes, the smells. It's mostly on the palate that I could see a little bit more that way, that way. If you know what I mean. All in all, Lagunitas is one of those places I find that, you know, you kind of know what you're getting, as I stated before, and what you're getting is going to be something that pleases you, or at least is well made. I probably wouldn't like, you know, a dark IPA because I don't like dark malts and IPAs, which is why you don't see me reviewing them unless they come as part of a box set. So, where did I put that bottle? Ah, Stoopid Wit. Likely a variation of the Hop Stoopid from Lagunitas, which I have yet to try. But a very good beer, if you like the sort of house style that is Lagunitas. So, almost 10 minutes in. First successful beer review at my new place. Hopefully I'll have a lamp, be a little bit more set up next time, and I won't be so blasted with tiredness. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers.